Here is a request from Christina for the band members of the South Korean pop group VIXX and the first hack. Here is a guy with a very, very open hand. I would think he's very family orientated and wants to look after people and likes to go home and see his mother and stuff like that. But he's got talent. There's a lot of talent coming out of the finger of self, where he's very confident in who he is. The thumb shows he understands. The thumb has a lot to do with logic, reason, power, coordination, inspiration, and self-consciousness. So he's got all that together. And he's got a good line of heart coming in later in life, and he's got a very good headline, which started very, very strong. His line of life started early in the beginning, of course, and that was connected to his head. I would think he was thinking at the age of 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, he was working on stuff. His thumb is high set, so he's not an old soul. He's had 2 or 3 lifetimes, so he's learning as he goes. But he is generous in nature, and he does like what he does. And here's N. What a good hand. Those long fingers shows talent, shows creativity, shows power. The heart line is very good too, but it hasn't really got organized yet. But the headline is from the word go. And he has a good heart line coming out of the head, connected to the head, and he has this line of talent coming out of Saturn, which is his karma. Very creative, very understanding, good thinking. Beautiful figure of Mercury, which is in the here and now, sees potential, possibility of what it can do. There is a block here coming from what he used to be in the past, or where he came from. And he should not live in the past anymore. He should live really in the here and now and go forward with the spiritual aspect of the talent that is given to him. It shows a lot down here. This comes from the upper Mars coming down Neptune into the Pisces to here, where fate and his headline takes him. He's a very spiritual being, and he should work on that and use it for his success. Now it's Leo's turn. Leo has a good, strong, powerful hand, a very, very sensitive in so many different ways. But he's a thinker, and he hides behind his hand because he has these sexual urges and these feelings and these emotions which he doesn't quite understand. Very, very sensitive in so many different ways. Yet the line of heart is strong and powerful. The line of head is very, very, he probably has a great imagination, and he goes into himself all the time. He goes into his silence and is quiet. The line of life goes on for good. When he gets to 30, 35 years of age, it's all going to change into a different vibration. The mount of Venus shows his passion. The thumb shows he has a lot of good logic and flexibility of wills, tells him that he go along with the others because this is what he really likes and this is what he really wants. I suggest that he writes music. I suggest that he writes a lot of stuff because he has the sensitivity, the power, and he's got writing in his heart, and he's got writing in his soul. Let's take a closer look to Ravi. There's more to him than meets the eye. His whole karma in this lifetime is freedom to experience everything that he possibly can, especially in color and in music. You can see by his hair, but especially in music and color, everything that is involved in. He should write poetry. He should do all sorts of things. He should be around a lot of children and animals to open him up to his emotions and his feelings. Plus, he's got a very strong spiritual nature coming out of Saturn here, all the way down to this aspect here. And this is where the spiritual side of him is going to appear. He's not ready for that yet, but he will later on in life be very motivated by spirit. He's got this good head on his shoulders, a good lifeline, good headline, and there's real power all coming down here. Anything with a line coming out of Saturn all the way down shows success, understanding. It's called it's the fate line, it's the purpose, the reason he's born on this earth plane and everything. And it shows that he's got magic within and he can work it, and he should work it to the highest good of everybody, not just himself. Now it's Hongbin's turn. Interesting. There's a lot more to this guy than meets the eye. He is a deep thinker. He has intellect. and he probably's got a front, a showbiz front, and he does all sorts of things, and I think he's probably very solemn in so many ways, but he's got stuff deep down in mind. What I'm seeing here on his finger of Jupiter is the ring of Solomon, which means wisdom and power of authority and the ability to teach. He could well go into politics as he gets older. It would help him a great deal because there is a great amount of union here connected. He has to think of the others and set together as a team and keep it as a team. The line of heart gets much stronger as he gets older, and the line of head is very powerful now. There is logic coming out of him that he analyzes, criticizes, sees. He's always got an answer of something more wittier. He's got this hourglass-shaped thumb, which has to do with logic. It's clear. He's lived a lot of lifetimes and understands very many things that the universe doesn't understand. But his real power comes out of the finger of Mercury, where it comes right deep down into the center of his hand, into his lifeline, which gives him a vision, which gives him an understanding, and he can explain things to a lot of people a lot better than most. Last but no means least, Ken. He has a power. It's a childlike power within him. He will always be an adult child. He will always be there for fun and entertainment. He's got magic. And it all comes from love. He has the most perfect line of heart. And while he's loving people, while he's entertaining people, while he's happy with people, this is sending him his power. And he will be known for that. And he will become very successful in the future if he keeps that going, unless he becomes very selfish or anything. But there's a lot of power coming out of Venus. And the power is so strong. It's very, very powerful indeed. This is a first life. I don't think he's ever lived a life before this one. And so it's just learning, being, doing, trying to be happy, trying to find the best way around and getting on with what he's doing. He's got a pointed tip. There's a lot of scattered energy with this guy too, because it's all, and he could suffer from headaches from time to time because too much thinking and too much being. But his finger here, of the Mercury finger here, which is detaching slightly, has to do with communications, with self-expression, the love of mystery, self-analysis, and sexual urges. And he's going to have a lot of all of those while he's doing what he's doing with the band that he's playing with.